Imagine being physically unable to stop dancing, even as your feet bleed, your muscles scream, and your lungs burn for oxygen. Now imagine this isn't just you, but hundreds of your neighbors, all trapped in the same nightmarish choreography. In the summer of 1518, in the bustling city of Strasbourg, this wasn't a horror story or a twisted fantasy. It was reality. One woman stepped into the street and began to dance. Within weeks, 400 others joined her macabre ballet, some dancing literally to their deaths. What could cause an entire town to dance themselves to exhaustion? Stay with me, because this historical mystery is about to get even stranger. It began, as many bizarre historical events do, with a single person. On a hot July day in 1518, a woman known to history only as Frau Troffea stepped into a narrow street in Strasbourg and began to dance. Not the casual, celebratory dancing you might expect at a festival. This was different. Her movements were erratic, almost possessed. Her face showed no joy, only anguish, and most disturbing of all, she couldn't stop. For 6 days straight, Frau Troffea danced. No rest, no food, barely any water. By all accounts, she didn't want to dance. Her body simply wouldn't obey her commands to stop. Within a week, 34 others had joined this involuntary performance. By the end of the month, that number had swelled to approximately 400 people. But here's where our story takes its first shocking turn. The authorities' response to this crisis was to encourage more dancing. That's right. Strasbourg's Guild of Physicians advised that the afflicted needed to dance out whatever mysterious poison was in their systems. The city council went so far as to build a wooden stage, hire musicians, and bring in professional dancers to keep the performance going. It's difficult for our modern minds to comprehend the scene. Hundreds of people dancing without rest, day and night, as professional musicians provided the soundtrack to their suffering. Many danced until they collapsed from exhaustion. Some developed heart attacks, strokes, or dehydration. And yes, some actually danced themselves to death. Contemporary accounts describe people begging for help, claiming they felt like they were being consumed by fire or drowning in blood even as their feet continued to move. Some were hauled away in carts to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, a saint believed to have power over such afflictions, desperately hoping for divine intervention. So what actually happened in Strasbourg? How do we explain one of history's most bizarre outbreaks of mass hysteria? One popular theory involves ergot, a fungus that grows on rye and produces chemicals similar to LSD. Ergot poisoning, or St. Anthony's fire, was common in medieval Europe and could cause spasms, hallucinations, and burning sensations, all symptoms reported by the dancers. However, most modern historians favor a different explanation: mass psychogenic illness, essentially a physical manifestation of extreme psychological distress, and the people of Strasbourg had plenty to be distressed about. The early 16th century was a time of terrifying uncertainty in the region. Crops had failed, famine was rampant, disease epidemics wiped out entire communities, and religious fear gripped the population, with many believing they lived in the end times. Fascinatingly, this wasn't the first dancing plague in Europe. Similar outbreaks occurred in the 14th and 15th centuries along the Rhine River. One particularly notable episode in 1374 spread across German-speaking territories, with groups of people dancing wildly while experiencing visions and religious ecstasies. What makes the 1518 Strasbourg incident so historically significant is the extensive documentation. City council records, physician reports, sermons, and other contemporary accounts all describe the same bizarre phenomenon, making it perhaps the best recorded case of mass hysteria in pre-modern history. Perhaps the most unsettling aspect of the dancing plague is how it ended, almost as mysteriously as it began. By early September, the dancers had either recovered, been taken to healing shrines, or died. The city returned to its normal rhythms, though surely forever changed by what they had witnessed. A few sporadic cases continued to be reported, but the mass phenomenon had dissipated like an early morning mist. What could cause hundreds of otherwise rational humans to dance themselves to the brink of death and beyond? And could something like this happen again? The answers might be more uncomfortable than we'd like to admit. Today, most experts view the dancing plague of 1518 as a perfect storm, extreme psychological stress colliding with religious expectation in a population primed for crisis. While we've moved beyond explanations involving curses or demonic possession, this event serves as a powerful reminder of how our minds and bodies can respond to collective trauma in extraordinary ways. Even in our modern, scientifically advanced world, mass psychogenic events continue to occur, from mysterious school illnesses to bizarre outbreaks of unexplained symptoms. The dancing plague may be 500 years behind us, but the underlying psychology that fueled it remains embedded in our very human nature. It would seem some dances never truly end.